What is up, everybody? It is Alex from Heavy New York calling from Zoom again, and this time we are here with Pasi of the 69 Eyes. It is great to be able to talk with you. Thanks for being here.
Hello, everybody.
It,
Greetings from Hamburg, Germany.
Greetings from Brooklyn, New York. It's so awesome to
we,
have you
we're
here.
on a tour at the moment. So uh, uh,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, um, yeah. The last time I spoke with 69 Eyes, it was with Yerky, back right before the world ended when you played in Brooklyn. So it's great to be able to talk with you guys as the world is
Oh,
coming
okay,
back
okay.
now.
Yeah, it's been a good last. This is the first decent tour we've been doing like after pandemic. Over like in Finland, there's some like festivals
Yeah.
in Europe. So this is something to experience. It's been really good. People are really like really getting back to. They want the live music, so you can tell they're really excited
Yeah, yeah,
to be out
definitely.
here.
And we're excited to eventually get you guys back to come here. But your new album, Death of Darkness, is
Yeah,
absolutely awesome. For people who
yeah.
haven't heard the full length album yet, though,
Thank
so
you.
far with the single that you released, the title track, is that a good representation of what the whole album is going to sound like? Or is the title track just one little taste of it?
Uh, how would I say? It's a typical style what we do that the songs variate through the album. So yeah, I would say that they're almost every song is a different compared to each other. So I don't know. It's always I think it's more like it's always like a compilation of the stuff that we do. All the albums that we have done. Maybe our third album, Wrap Your Troubles in Trees. That was the only one we really aimed for one sound and one kind of big things. But yeah, it's my favorite. So and we have the song Drive, which came out like last spring. That's like that was the first single.
Hmm.
A couple of other songs came already out. So, but there definitely there's 69 I sound good. People love it, and there are some couple of new how would I say new twists there in our music. A couple of like the song "This Murder Takes Two" that's a little bit different that we have done any time earlier. So we tried to. I don't think when you write the songs, you just do what feels good, and now we just wanted to find some new people to work with, the producers and the record company people to get to like a fresh perspective, and they can like maybe pick up the songs what they think which sounds good for because you get a little bit like a you do a lot. I do like a lot of music, and then I don't know what's good and what is not. There are a lot of stuff. Of course, I know, but I continue writing this stuff, and it sounds good to me, and that's the whole thing. How you should do it. You have to please yourself in music, but when you do it so long, it's really hard to pick up the right ones, so to say, for the album. It's easy to put like one singer, one song or two at a time. But when you make an album, you need to have it sounds like a whole album, like maybe different kind of moods and vibes and tempos and all that stuff. So,
Does the making of every album start off with a preconceived vision in a way, or is your songwriting process more or less very experimental? Because when you have so many albums out from Bump and Grind to
yeah,
now,
yeah,
like I feel like the 69 Eyes both has a sound that we all know and love, whether we're listening to Angels or Devils or Paris Kills or
yeah.
Blessed Be. But there's also a lot of new tricks and twists to be discovered, and I think a lot of your fans are going to be surprised with Death of Darkness. So, does it have a vision in
Yeah.
mind when you start with the making of a new album,
Um,
or?
I think like what we said, no, in that sense, you just start writing songs, and then when there's like usually there's one song or two songs, but that like grabs the atmosphere of what we're gonna do. Oh, this is cool. This is the battery. You just start doing it, and we have a lot of like musical tracks, and where Jyrki has our singer has the lyrical idea, or or vocal melody or whatever, and then it comes from there. And but like with the new one and the couple of previous ones, we just wanted to do what we have done always, just write songs what we like. But on the new one, we were searching for a new producer and new mixing engineers to get the sound like updated. Mm-hmm. So that was our goal. So that was our pre what we were thinking where to aim for with this album. Mm-hmm. It was more like a production thing to get it like more refreshed sound and updated sound, even though the music is still the same 69 as what we have done. Some albums like X, there was like I remember then we wanted to be more like melodic, more pop hooks kind of thing. So there's some albums there are like something we think about like before what we should aim for and concentrate. Like Blessed Be, when that's the first album we really got to know. That was more like to get like concentrate in the Jyrki's Deep Boys and build around that. Mm-hmm. But you can like for songwriting it comes what comes out, but it's more like a production thing, like in the new album. Mm-hmm. I think.
Being that last year was 30 years, pretty much that the world has heard of 69 Eyes with Bump and Grind, the debut. Like, how has like the evolution formed in a way? Like, have you guys always like? Are we still looking at the same 69 Eyes that we always sort of knew and loved back then, or like, do you think that maybe the art has evolved with you as you evolved as artists?
Yeah, of course it has evolved. It should be like sometimes you and the people evolve and grow up, and it's and the things how you do the things, at least. But with the pandemic, it was good. We had time to go and like jam, like this way we started the band, like in the 90s. So there was time to actually experiment with that, because usually it's like with the guitar riff and I do the demo and I do pre-program the drums and whatever. And it's more like the digital world, but now we just got to stay in the same room and started to jam and get the vibe from each other. So that was different actually for this album that we haven't done for a long time, because there was time to do it. Mm-hmm. But it's of course it has evolved, but I don't. I think you better know when something's gonna work or something's gonna not work. But I don't think about it that too much, because that's when you think about it too much, then it's not good. Yeah. You shouldn't be overthinking about things.
Yeah, of course.
And like the video album, we have collaborated with some outside writers, because I felt like myself that sometimes you feel like you get stuck in a rut in some points. You feel like you're repeating yourself too much, and that's actually a lot of stuff what we have done and we haven't never released. So there you need the producer, outside people to pick out. This, because you get like you don't realize what's good in the summer stuff, because you evolve, but evolving is so slow, I would say.
Yeah. And then when you look back at it, you realize how quick it all goes.
Yeah. Well, I think after Wasted the album, we realized that it was too varied, like that album. There's too many different styles. We wanted to concentrate and get it more together, so it's not like all over the place. And that's what we did with the Devils and Angels and Back in Blood and those. But then, like last two albums and the new one, we didn't. It was more like a 90s way. We didn't want to like do any limits for us, so we can do whatever,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think.
But yeah.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, so tell me.
Yeah, sorry. No, I just noticed that with Death of Darkness, between West End and Death of Darkness, I think that was
Yeah,
the longest gap we've had. And I've noticed that the gap was longer, like with X and Universal Monsters as well. So, like, I've noticed that
yeah,
you guys tend to pump it out and, pun intended, be on a constant bump and grind with making albums. The fact that 4 years was the
yeah,
greatest
yeah.
length between two albums.
I think, yeah, I think with the X and Universal Monster, that was a period we didn't. That was a little bit slow period for us because we had a compilation best of there in between. But that was like I think we did the least shows like 2014 and 15. But after Universal Monsters, we tried to keep up like doing more touring and keep it up like doing the shows and the albums and of course with the COVID it got delayed. But there was that part 2012 until 2016 that was like a quiet time for us or 2013 after that
Yeah.
after the tour for X album X so the like Jürgen did his first solo stuff and and other guys that
Yeah.
using our drummer for the other things radio cheating so there was a little bit of experiment doing something else in between so if you need to give everybody some time to experiment on their own and keep this going that this long. That's like the secret.
Yeah.
But
What?
now we try to really like. It was with the West End. It was just luckily we got to do like 6 months of touring before the pandemic hit, so it wasn't that bad. The album didn't die immediately, so it was good to we got to play the US and tour then in Europe and
Yeah.
so
And then the world returns with a brand new album. And I wanted
yeah, yeah.
I wanted to always ask this, and I touched upon this with Yerky when you came here.
Sorry, got
Oh,
yeah, yeah. I didn't hear. Just tell me again.
Yeah.
There was some cap in the
yeah.
connection.
Yeah, I spoke about this with Yerky last time you guys came to New York
Yeah.
City. But I've always thought that the 69 Eyes is as much of a visual experience as it is as a sonic experience. It's more than just about the music. I felt
Yeah.
there's an image and that there's a visual aesthetic behind the band as well. Was this always the vision that the 69 Eyes had
Yeah.
from the very beginning in the bump and grind era, or did the idea of who you portray or the idea of like the image sort of come and develop as you were a band much longer?
Yeah, we always had the visual concept. I think in the start it was more like with the single covers and all the like vinyl designs and layouts and T-shirts and whatever. But then, like with the Bumper Grind, it was more like a glam rock thing that evolved until like how does basic leather jackets and black jeans and boots image what we have now. So I think it's always been really important, but it has evolved that way. And some experiments there here and there, but yeah, that's definitely. And when we started, it was more like doing like the flyers to have like a visual image and with the logo for the band, and so it has. Sometimes that you don't put out too much thing. It's more like it was easier because you didn't have social media earlier, so to be like have some kind of mystique around the band, not to have a certain image and not to be seen that much like jogging shoes or whatever. So, but nowadays we realize it doesn't work anymore. Like on this tour, we have a photographer here. We do a lot of photos, and just they have a different approach. But it's really important, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So how we want to portray it as a band.
Do you almost feel like
All the guys are all the guys we still have I think more we had the same kind of look like earlier, but then now all of us have their own style. So they're like 5 individuals in that way.
Well, I was gonna
So
ask.
it's easy to tell who is who. I don't know if it is.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if like maybe you guys in a way with your aliases that you go by with
Yeah.
sort of like having your own sort of stage names if maybe you sort of portray characters or maybe alter egos outside of who you personally are.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that's we don't have, I think it was more when we started, like, we were trying to just everybody had their own same kind of image, but we grow older, we just let everybody do what they want to do and develop their own image, what they have to portray. So it's nothing like for some photo sessions, with the new album, was maybe you have something like imagery, but it's nothing too much planned. How could I say? If this looks cool, it's cool. The same with the music. If you like it, ourselves, if you like it, then it's good enough.
Yeah.
So that's where you should come from. You need to like it yourself, either it's an image or the music, what you do.
Of course. And the final question I wanted to ask you is for being the guitarist of the band, when we hear the guitar riffs that are
Yeah.
demonstrated in the 69 Eyes, is this reflective of an emotion that you were feeling at a particular time, or do you use music as more of an escapism to not bring your own personal emotions into it, and more or less you're kind of putting yourself in another perspective when you're writing?
Um, I think I do a lot of things that just grab a guitar and it, uh, I need to get this somewhere with it. I need to get some vibe, a feeling about the uh, piece of music where I'm like, is it a guitar riff or some chords or whatever melody over there? So I need to be excited about that. Usually I do it what we like. Sometimes, like, some songs, like, come really fast. Ideas was just put down in a, like, on the phone or wherever, laptop, the ideas, and then if it rings bell later for me, like a couple of weeks later, oh, this is cool. I still like it, and okay, then I maybe got some new ideas, and so it has to. The, yeah, there's some truth about that. If you're like, you try to, like, if you're sad or if you're angry or whatever, you want to maybe sometimes I just want to grab a guitar maybe to get the frustration out through the playing. So, but there's no one way to do it. So, but that's what I know. That it needs time for me, like, to get in the. It's more like writing music. You need to sometimes have solitude to by on your own and, like, have a really like a not outsider influences or sounds or whatever. You may like, get influences, but I think they come from the inside that you have heard, like, you through your whole life, other music or whatever. So the best things are like you don't know where they come from, but sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, I love that quote. The best.
So, but
things you don't know where they come from.
definitely, it needs some kind of a frame of mind to come up with good stuff. So it doesn't like it, like here, like being in a noisy backstage room or whatever. It's not ideal, for at least for me to. Music needs space, and for me it needs space and like to evolve, and yeah, it's it. You need to be quiet to get loud. So put it that way. I like to take walks in like in the forest, and there's birds are singing, and then it's good to rock out after that, because you get space for your thoughts, I would say, or the inspiration. So you need something totally different what you do in a rock concert, so that way, or studio. But
You just said two excellent quotes.
Where I get it. Yeah, that's what I like. Where I get my inspirations. Actually.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
You just said two quotes that were awesome. The best things you don't know where they come from, and you need to be in quiet in order to make something loud.
Yeah.
I think those were two excellent quotes right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah, I like the
you're saying?
extremes, but yeah, yeah, a lot of things in it.
Yeah.
The middle safe ground is boring. Put it that way.
So,
Yeah.
so before we go, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Is there just anything else with the 69 Eyes that you would like to promote with the release of Death of Darkness coming out very soon? Can we be expecting to see you guys back in North America anytime soon? And what else could we be expecting from the 69 Eyes come 2023?
Yeah, well, we coming definitely to US. We're gonna do down to the short run in the West Coast in May, but then November we are planning to do a full tour to US. So I'm expecting some people then, and it's good then the new album is out. And yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, that's what we have in the plans.
Awesome.
A lot of touring, and it's been too much sitting at home. So
Definitely.
it's put it that way.
Yeah. But thank you so
Yeah.
much, everybody.
But looking forward to come to US.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We're looking forward to having
Yeah.
you back. Thank you so much, everybody. We are here with Pasi of the 69 Eyes, Death of Darkness, coming out April 21st. Be sure to pick that up. This is Alex from Heavy New York, and we will see you next time.